I think within the current political landscape that we see, immigration is always shown as that one dimensional character, an immigrant from Latin America coming here to work in construction or restaurant. And I think people don't realize, or I'd like them to realize or put more emphasis on the fact that immigration in the US is actually so many more dimensions. Of course, you get people that come here from terrible countries in a way that their political situation or their personal safety is at risk, and they come here and they're willing to do almost any job to escape that terrible climate. But there's also a different immigration of people that have diplomas, that have done studies, that are not better in any way, but have a different background, and still see the US as one of the best places on the planet to to have a successful career, to have a really happy work life, to raise a family in the most amazing manner. I mean, from a personal standpoint, making relationship in Denver or in the US is indeed, compared to France, a little bit different. I think it was one of my colleagues at work. We use an analogy that I love. They say Europeans are coconuts and Americans are peaches. What that means is that French people, they're coconuts. To get that initial contact, if I see you on the street, I'm not gonna do small talk. I'm gonna look at you in a mean way saying, get out of my way. I don't want to talk to you. But then once we start talking, that friendship is forever. If we have a good night, a good dinner, and we start having a conversation and we connect, that connection is gonna be for a lifetime. The US is a little bit different in a way that you're a peach, which means that that initial contact, just like the outside of a peach, is really easy to get into. But getting to the core of your friendship is much harder. It takes much more time. It's a relationship that builds over time. I'm not saying that one is better than the other. I'm saying that those are two different view on friendship. And indeed, it's true that when you get there, it's extremely offsetting as a French person, because you have that background that when somebody's gonna talk to you, they're gonna be your friends forever. And no, they were just being really nice to you and really polite, but you're not part of their circle of friends. It takes years to build. And I think, to me personally, that was the biggest adaptation that I had to do. But no, we're getting used to it, and I became the king of small talk. And I actually enjoy it a lot. So yes, just nothing better than the other, just two different point of view on the same topic. The French community is really vibrant in Denver. We discovered that within a few years. There are two main organizations that you can be part of that will teach you a little bit about French culture. There's the French Alliance, which is really dedicated to the cultural aspect of French culture. So you're gonna learn about Bastille Day, you're gonna learn about wine. You're actually gonna drink quite a lot of wine when you come to those events. And it's really about making friends from all over country. There's a lot of French-speaking country outside of France, in Africa, for example. And you have all those community in the Caribbean also coming together, speaking French, talking about French culture. So that's the French Alliance. And then more business focused, there's the French American Chamber of Commerce, which is really meant to companies, French companies, wanted to do business in the US, and especially in the Colorado region, where they're gonna be able to discover what Colorado has to offer if you want to establish your company, or have the headquarters of your US subsidiary, or if you want to have the US headquarters of your company located in Denver, they're going to teach you a lot about what all Denver and Colorado in general has to offer. And on the other way, they're also helping a lot of US companies launch their business in France by selecting the right town, selecting the right employees, connecting you with the right network. So I would say, yes, the French Alliance and the French American Chamber of Commerce. The funny thing is that when we moved to Denver 5 years ago, none of our friends in France knew where Denver was. It was that small city in the Midwest. That has drastically changed. There's a lot of reasons, between more industry coming to Denver. To be transparent, marijuana business have also been put Denver on the map in Europe. And now I got every other month my mom sending me newspaper article in the French newspaper about Denver and about the Rocky Mountain, about the outdoor activities over there, about the fact that it's becoming one of the most vibrant city in the US. And so that's something that I really, really appreciate. We came here and it was a small town in the Midwest, and now it's one of the largest city in the US that have whose culture shine all across Europe. So I'm really proud of that.